Hello, guys. Travis here, and this is VTM.
Hi.
And this year, and we'll talk about this when we do our worst games list. But there was a lot of bad this year, but within the bad, there was a lot of good. Kind of like every year, there's these games that just make you want to be like, why am I a gamer? And then there's games like the games on this list that remind you why you're a gamer. But without further ado, do you have anything to add, VTM?
Not really.
Not really, he says. Without further ado, we'll get right into it. This is our top 10 games of 2020.
Hey everyone, I'm here with my number 10 for best games of the year, and my number 10 is Immortal Phoenix Rising. This game was released by Ubisoft, but it's like it was released by a good team from Ubisoft, unlike some other games. Anyways, this game is like everything that worked for Odyssey just put into this game with I don't know, a more kid-friendly, like, vibe to it, even though it's very much like dark humor in a way. Like it's a game made for adults, but it has like it has a kid filter on it. I wouldn't let your kids play it, but it's very fun to play. It's very much a RPG that's based in the Greek world, so you get to learn about the Greek mythology if that's what the narrators want you to learn. The game is the game's very loosely based off of Greek mythology. The narrators are Zeus and I want to say it's Prometheus. I can't remember who the other one is, but they're pretty much telling the story. They're telling the story of the game, but they can make alterations to the story. So like something could happen, and then Zeus would be like, "Nah, that didn't happen." And I don't know, it's a very unique game. I would suggest that people play it if they want to get that feel of Odyssey back in their life. But yeah, that's my number 10.
My number 10 is Fall Guys, one of the more surprising games of the year for me. It's pretty much a party game that you can play with friends. Everybody at this point, if you don't know Fall Guys, I don't know where you've been. It was free on PlayStation for the first month, but you basically do different tasks, whether on your own. A lot of it is obstacle courses, or if you're with a team, you can do things like the newer ones, like pushing a snowball and collecting snow, pushing a ball down this ramp as a team, trying to get it there. There's like soccer type games, just all kinds of mini games. It's they keep adding things. Devolver Digital, they keep adding things to the game, making it more and more fun. I always come back to this game whenever there's I always get this like hankering to play the game, and then when there's nothing to do, like there's no new games out, I'm always like, I want to play more Fall Guys because the game is really fun. I would recommend it to anybody who likes party games, to anybody who's looking for a game to play with friends. I would really recommend Fall Guys to anyone, whether child, adult. It's really fun. You guys will enjoy it. Some people rage at it. Don't know why. I don't think it's really a rage game, but I can guess I can see some people raging at it. But yeah, my number 10 is Fall Guys.
All right, guys, I'm back with my number 9, best game of 2020, and my number 9 is Fall Guys. Wait, what do you mean, Travis? Already? What? And he said everything I said? Really? Well, shit. I guess I'll see you guys at number 8. Bye.
Cute. My number 9 is Cyberpunk 2077. Now this one was a controversial one, and I went back and forth on not putting it on my list because of the issues that it was having, my personal issues that it's been having, a lot of crashing and stuff like that. But at its core, story-wise, everything else surrounding the controversy, it's such a good game. And it's such a good game that I talked myself into at least putting it on the list. Even though I understand people's issues with the game, I have my own issues with the game and everything else. Cyberpunk, storytelling wise, they're still really good. They're having side missions that feel like story missions. Some of them should have just been story missions, to be honest. But just the way that they go about telling their characters, or their characters are just always so well told, and that's just a CD Projekt Red staple. Now it does suck that it was marred by the controversy, the lawsuits that are happening because of them lying, all the glitches in the game, the bugs, the crashes. That is awful, and I do not give them a pass for it really, at all. And because it really, I've tinkered back and forth about leaving it off the list, and if it wasn't for all these issues, it would have been way higher on the list. It's one of If it would have came out flawless, it's easily one of the best games of the year. But as it stands, I wanted to give it its due, even though I went back and forth on it. But an amazing game. Once they get all the kinks worked out, I would recommend it highly. Once they have all the kinks worked out, it's probably one of the best games of 2020. But until then, number 9 on my list is Cyberpunk 2077.
All right, so my number 8 of the best games is The Last of Us 2. Okay, I get it. A lot of people really like this game. Don't chew me out for it being so low. But listen, we are all different people. We can all have our own opinions. And my opinions have changed a little since me and Travis reviewed it together. And because of that reasoning, I put it at 8. There are things that this game does really well, and I vibe with it. But there are some things that really grind my gears. And that's all I'm going to say about it. And I'm going to move on. Bye.
How dare you? My number 8 is Mafia Definitive Edition. Now, I don't usually put a lot of remasters on here because I don't think they're really like new games, but there were added scenes in this one. I had talked to people about it, and they said they thought it was kind of fair to put this game on the list if I wanted to. So I was like, cool, because I really enjoyed this game. I think it was a really good game. It did have issues driving wise. There was a driving scene in particular that was just, oh my god, it could have lost a point on its own. It was just so bad. But overall, it's just a great Mafia story. Now, I am a sucker for Mafia stuff. I love anything Mafia. So you give me something like this where it's told really well, this really well told story that goes right into the second game. Second game being also a really well told story. Third game, not as much. But I think this game does it just looks awesome. Like I hope that, I mean, they're not going to, because they kind of released the second game, but I would love like a full on remake of the second game also, but we'll probably never get that. But outside the driving, it's just a really well told story. The shooting is nothing special, but it's kind of like your basic third person shooter. But I don't really have much to add. If you love Mafia stuff, this is a game you should play because it's well worth your time. The story is well worth your time. The first and second game, just go, if you've never played them, just go fucking play them. They're worth it. Don't even fucking argue with me. Go fucking play it. My number 8, Mafia.
All right, so my number 7 is Crash Bandicoot 4. The reason it's my number 7 is because it reminds me of the old games that I played back when I was young. Back when I had a PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. Like, I played the Crash Bandicoot series all the time. Even Crash Racer. Like, these games were my childhood, and this game reminds me of that with the platforming. Even the story. The story is kind of simple. It does like, this game definitely acts like people who are playing this are not kids, because it does kind of challenge you to be able to multitask. with the platforming. But that's all fine with me because I'm older, I'm wiser, I know what I'm doing, and I still rage just like a kid. And that's why it's my number 7.
My number 7 is Ori and the Will of the Wisps, one of the most beautiful games, both visually and music-wise, that I played in 2020. It was probably my favorite soundtrack of the entire year. I love almost every song on that soundtrack, but actually both in Will of the Wisps and Blind Forest, just amazing soundtracks in both games. Um, I guess this is also, I mean, this is also a platformer. It's more of an open platformer with different abilities. You basically um, getting in this game, you get way more abilities. I feel like than you did in the last game. That was more open. They really evolved everything. Um, they really made everything about this game. They took what was good in Blind Forest and they made it all better, in my opinion. I know some people like Blind Forest better because of certain reasons, but I think they took everything from Blind Forest and they made it even better, um, easily. And I remember at the time it did have some glitching issues and bug issues, which I'm assuming at this point I beat the game, so I don't know. I'm assuming at this point they got it worked out. I said then if they worked out the kinks, it could easily be a 9 out of 10 game, and I stick with that. It's just an awesome game that everyone should play. If you have an Xbox or if you're able to play it on PC, I would recommend it to everyone. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, fucking awesome. Go play it, damn it. And that is why it is my number 7.
So my number 6 is a wild card. It is a free-to-play. You could say it's a mobile game. It is a mobile game, but you can play it on console too. It's Genshin Impact. This game actually impressed the shit out of me. Like, I went into it not expecting much, and they had full-on cutscenes that are amazing, that blow anything that Bandai does out of the water. And I couldn't believe it for a free game. And yeah, like, it does have its free-to-play, like, structure of, like, pretty much dragging everything out. But that's fine in the long run when they deliver a very good quality game. And yeah, it's pretty much a free RPG that's getting constant updates. And I feel like everyone should play it at least once and try their best. But yeah, that's my number 6.
Always try your best, kids. My number 6 is Yakuza Like a Dragon. This is the first Yakuza story where the main character, at least of the main series, I know there's spin-offs and stuff, the main character isn't Kiryu. And they do switch it up from a beat 'em up to turn-based. Turn-based because the main character is obsessed with Dragon Quest, and so that's kind of what they go off of to be. It's had that more like Dragon Quest turn-based to it. And that's why enemies will transform into other things and do this thing. There's hilarious things that happen where like they'll transform into like beachgoers or something, and he has like this raft. And he'll run up to you and slip on his ass. It's fucking hilarious. Yakuza knows how to do humor. The side missions are as you would think, just ridiculous, at least most of the time. Just how Yakuza is, just ridiculous side missions. Back to the combat, there's special abilities that are also awesome. Like, depends. You meet people throughout your side missions, some in the main story, and you're able to use them. You call in, and then you're able to use like a special attack, and they can come in and do these special moves that you can either do damage or raise MP or raise health or so on and so forth to go along with your own special abilities that you get more of throughout the game. So it's your normal turn-based, think like Persona 5, obviously Dragon Quest, that kind of thing. And beyond all of that, beyond all the things I talked about, the crazy wacky side missions that Yakuza is known for, even the mini games that I didn't talk about, but Yakuza is known for their mini games. You can go to you can go golf, you can go to the arcade and play these arcade games and all this other stuff. And beyond that, you get what Yakuza is really good at, and that is a very, 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 very good main story. This company, I can never pronounce their name, so I never try, knows how to tell a great story. They know how to craft a great game. And in this whole thing of them being basically in the same city, now this branches off into different cities, but most of the series, they're in the exact same city of Kamurocho. But even within that, being in the same city, being familiar with the same stuff all the time and not really adding much to it, they still find a way to make all these games incredible storytelling, incredible combat. In this game, I think just awesome combat. Their side missions being what they are. This game is just this company at their best, and I can't wait to see what they do going forward with the Yakuza franchise. If they bring back Judgment, which I really want because Judgment was a great fucking game, go play it. Or whatever they do, this company knows what they're doing. I trust them. They're one of my favorite companies. They're awesome. And they hit it out of the park again here, even going out of their comfort level to do it. So that's why Yakuza Like a Dragon is number 6.
Have you guys ever played a game that was really good and you wish you got more of it, but the more that you got wasn't so good, so you wish you got another go of it? Well, that's my number 5. My number 5 is Miles Morales, because it counts as a game. It's an expansion, DLC, whatever. It's great enough that it should be on some kind of list. Plain and simple. It gives you more of Spider-Man, but with a twist. And it gives you more of game with more features and more like areas to fight in. It's all goodness. It's all goodness that the Silver Linings DLC kind of couldn't deliver.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
and
my number 5.
My number 5 is actually also Miles Morales. And it gives you an introduction. If you weren't, I mean, obviously Miles is in the actual base Spider-Man 2018 game, but it gives you more of an introduction to Miles as Spider-Man or Spider-Boy. I don't know what to call him, but yeah, this game does. I mean, VTM played on the PS4. I played on the PS5. Obviously, it's the same game, but the PS5 version just looks so amazing. It was my favorite thing to play. Like, I was so excited to play. Like, the first thing I played was Miles Morales. It just looked so awesome. The story, it's short. It is short, but it definitely sets up. It gives you more on Miles' character, and I can't wait to play more as him, because I'm sure in Spider-Man 2 we'll probably get to play as him more. Otherwise, I don't think they would have done this if that wasn't gonna play a factor in the next game. But I really enjoyed it. It was too long to be a DLC. You could see it as an expansion, but regardless, it was an awesome game, a great launch title for the PS5, and it deserves all the praise in the world. And I hope that Insomniac keeps pushing forward, and I hope Spider-Man 2 keeps building off of this, because right now there's not a lot of superhero games going around that are good. And we'll talk about that later. But then, but I'm hoping we get more superhero games, in the future.
I would like to say that it was not my choice to play this game on PlayStation 4. Some of us couldn't get a PlayStation 5. Travis.
I'm sorry. I was just saying how well it looked, how good it looked. You got a problem with that, VTM?
Yes.
Well, it looked good. Deal with it. But yeah,
sorry.
Anyone
who can't see how good it is because we don't have a PlayStation 5.
Regardless, even if you can't get your hands on a PS5 and you only have a PS4, play Miles Morales. It's an awesome game, an awesome expansion, if you want to look at it that way, of the base Spider-Man 2018 game. And I just have full faith in Insomniac to, keep on this trend. So that is me and VTM's number 5, Miles Morales.
All right, so my number 4 is Cyberpunk. I put a higher number because to me, I this game hits a lot of check marks for me. Like I especially love the story and the side quest, how the side quest kind of enhance the story of who your character is. And I don't know, I love stories that are all about a certain situation for care. It's the same thing of how I felt about Red Dead Redemption 2. Like I love that story because there was a certain situation with the main character that I love seeing them do that trope in games and even in movies and all that. But yeah, that's why it's at my number 4 because like it just ticks a lot of boxes I like. Given it does have glitches and all that, but looking past that, there is a good solid.
And my number 4 is Doom Eternal. Doom, my best friend Doom. If you like rocking out, you can rock out to Doom and kill some demons, which is basically Doom. That's just Doom in a nutshell. It's just carnage and murdering things while headbanging. That's basically Doom. And this Doom actually added more weight to the main character, Doom guy, whatever you call him. And I really liked that. It added more to his character, more story. It wasn't just carnage, and I mean there was a lot of fucking carnage, but it wasn't just carnage. But they added more story to him, which I really enjoyed. And there was those one enemies that I hated. BTM, what were those enemies?
Marauders.
Fuck the Marauders! But I love you at the same fucking time. Doom Eternal is just kind of like Ori did, in my opinion. It took what the first game did and it made it better. Everything, in some instances, way better. Like I love Doom Eternal a lot. It deserves. I mean, any other year it would have been higher on my list. This was a really good year on top end games, but just the weapons that you get, the amazing weapons, just the satisfaction of just punching a demon in the face. It was kind of like the satisfaction you get in like Wolfenstein, the New Colossus, when you just front kick Hitler. It was kind of like that, except it's demons. Everybody wants to punch a fucking demon. Why not? Everyone go punch a fucking demon. And listen to rock. I don't know where I'm going with this, but Doom Eternal, awesome game. Like all the other games on this list, go fucking play it. My number 4.
So my number 3 is Doom Eternal. This game is like injecting adrenaline into your veins. It's something you need. It makes you feel like you can do everything, like you can make demons bleed. Bars. Anyways, this game is amazing. This game is fast-paced. This game just it flicks that joy center in your brain. When you blow off a demon's face, you feel like you did that, not some random character in the game did that. Doom Guy is a great man. He's a man of few words. But words don't need to be said in this game. Not even for the music. Music's amazing. Too bad some things have happened, but whatever. And I hear the DLC's pretty good. So, yeah, that's Doom Eternal.
Go punch a fucking demon.
Go punch a demon.
My number 3, Final Fantasy VII Remake. What a ride this motherfucker was. It's literally probably my game of the year in any other fucking year, but this year happened. But Final Fantasy VII Remake, obviously it's not the full story. I never played the original, so I was excited to be able to finally play Final Fantasy VII. And at least this part of the game did not disappoint. Awesome, visually awesome, music's awesome, one-winged angel fucking goated. The combat system I really, really loved. The characters I really loved. The storytelling, even things I heard that they did differently in this game, at least in some of the story beats, in in this game compared to the original game. At least some of them, I liked that a lot more, and we'll see how the story progresses as we go throughout. But outside that, like I said, I enjoyed the combat. I enjoyed the story. Some of the cutscenes in this game were some of the best cutscenes I have ever seen. And I'm not going to go into any kind of detail on it. Just know they're some of the best cutscenes I have ever seen. My God. But anyway, if you haven't played this game, what the fuck is wrong with you? Grow up. Get some help. But anyway, that is good. That is my number 3 Final Fantasy VII Remake. Awesome game. Cannot wait for the next one.
All right, so my number 2 is Final Fantasy VII. Wow, surprise. Actually, when I first heard this game was gonna be released, I initially was against it, especially after hearing the news that they were gonna be splitting this game up into 3 different games. I was very against paying 3 full price games for a game I've already played. And then I played this game. And this game is so amazing, and they add just enough to make it different that I'm willing to buy whatever they're willing to push out. And Travis can tell you, I don't like a lot about anything. So the fact that I'm saying that I love this game means a lot, so you should probably go buy it.
Hater of everything.
Hater of everything.
Ruler of worlds.
Breaker of men.
Did you have anything else to add?
No.
Okay. My number 2 is Ghost of Tsushima. The combat in this game, Sony's on a high. The combat in this game is just so awesome. I loved every second of it. I would purposely go find people to fucking duel. This game, I would just go into like forts and I'm like, let's go, bitch. Like I loved it so much. All the little things they did within the game, the story, again, and it's a lot of the same things on these higher up games, kind of like Final Fantasy VII. The story, the characters, the visuals. It's one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. You have these areas with like this white flower field and stuff like that. One of the best visually, the best games I've ever played. An easy game to really be like, I'm gonna go platinum this game, because it's one of those games you don't want to put down because the combat is so satisfying and the story is so good that you just want to keep playing. And it's one of those games where you do everything else and you kind of save the story because you're like, I want to save the story. I want to do everything else because this game is so good. I want to do everything. But yeah, I don't have much more to add. Just that this game is, I keep repeating the same thing over and over. It's just an amazing game. Go play it. The fuck's wrong with you? All the good stuff. Play the fucking game. Don't take my word for it. Just go do it. One of the best games of the year. Ghost of Tsushima. PlayStation at its best. Sucker Punch at its best. Awesome.
Here we are. We've done it. 9 other games that we've stomped all over and loved just to get to number 1. And my number 1 for best game of the year is Ghost of Tsushima. I was hype day number 1 for this game, and this game delivered for me. I am a little biased, or unbiased. Whatever. I love this game. This game was made for me. It was made for people like me who love samurais. I was mainly surprised at how well this game sold and did for the little amount of advertisement it got, unlike some other games that are on this list or even on another list. Like, this game had one E3 trailer and then one like a second trailer after that, like right before it released. That was it. Like little advertisement for a huge package of a game. And I look forward to any kind of sequel or expansion to this game.
My number one, controversial as it is, maybe not as controversial after watching the Game Awards, or any other award show for that matter, is The Last of Us Part 2. I know this game, it kind of divided opinions, but I feel like the opinions have become a little, less divided as we go along. It's still divided, but I feel like a lot more people have come out saying they like it. That's why it's winning all of these awards, including Game of the Year of an award voted on by the fans. This game, it's just, to me, and I know me and VTM, if you want to listen to us go back and forth on each other and rail on each other, you can go do that. That review is up on the channel. But I just think this game, the storytelling, whether you agree with me or not, that's fine. I just think it is masterpiece storytelling. I loved everything about it. It was gritty. It was sometimes hard to play in terms of the content. Not hard to play in a bad way, but hard to play in like wow, this is happening kind of way. It had me gripped all the way through. I love video games. I haven't had a game grip me so hard into it all the way through like this game did. I was in it from the beginning till the end. I loved it. They added a lot of different things, more exploration, more open, which I expected because like Uncharted 4 had more open areas. They added more like kind of weapons, different things. You're still different kinds of crafting things, but they added some different crafting and stuff like that. I really liked the inclusion of Dina's character throughout the game. Dina is Ellie's friend / more, and I really enjoyed everything about the game. It was one of my favorite games of all time. I pissed VTM off by saying I liked it, but after I kept thinking about it, that I liked it more than the first game. And I love the first game to death. Like, to me, they're on the same level, but I think I may have liked this game even more. I don't know. Sue me. VTM probably will. But that is my number one, Last of Us Part 2. It's the last time I'm going to talk about it for a while. To me, it was just a masterpiece. We all have varying opinions, and that's fine. Your opinion's wrong. And it's all good. But my number one, Last of Us Part 2. We made it to the end of our top 10 list. Did you have anything to add, VTM? That is a no. Thank you guys so much for what you do. Have something to add? Okay, go.
Fuck Bandai.
We're not even on that list. If you want to watch the worst games list, that list will be coming out soon enough. It may already be out by the time you watch this. I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We enjoyed playing all these games for you. We're hoping we'll be doing it again in 2021 because we are bold. We love good games, and I personally am a glutton for fucking punishment. So I'll also be playing shit games. I'm not looking forward to that.
I will not let Travis trick me into playing bad games ever again.
I'm going to do it anyway because this is what I do. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the support throughout the year. We apologize for not getting as many reviews out towards the end of the year. It was really a clusterfuck at the end of the year and we weren't able to do it. I apologize. We'll try to...
Listen, guys, if you have a problem with the way we run things, you can just leave a comment in the comment section down below. You can like this video and share it with your friends so they can see it, and then also complain in the comment while sharing it to their friends.
Yeah. And we will try to, hopefully the end of this year is less hectic and we kind of rectify those issues with not being able to get out reviews in a timely fashion or at all really in this instance. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like VTM, if you enjoy the content we're putting out, please like the video, share the video, comment it below if you think we're dumb. It don't matter. We know we're dumb. You can tell us. But thank you guys.
I'm not dumb.
But thank you guys so much for watching, and we in terms of a list video, we'll talk to you at the end of this year. Bye, guys.